Welcome. Thank you for listening to Live Courageous. My name is Mucedin. I'm your host. For the ones that are new to the podcast, thank you for listening. For the ones that have been here in the podcast, thank you for listening. Today's theme is we are leaning into something uncomfortable but necessary, hard conversations, whether it's at work, in leadership, in relationships, or even with yourself. Avoiding hard conversations doesn't make them go away. Learning how to step into them with courage, that's a game changer. If you've ever been delayed on a tough talk that you have to do with someone, or fear, or try to sugarcoat something important, this is an episode for you. I have a quote for you. Hard conversations don't break us, they build bridges we've been afraid to cross. Think about that. So, why do we avoid these hard conversations? Avoiding them leads to tension, resentment, misunderstanding. Hard conversations are where growth, clarity, and stronger relationships are built. Reluctantly, have you ever avoided a talk for so long that it exploded later? Way because you did not speak up earlier. You tried not to face that situation. So you guys know I'm a leader. So I'm going to go from a leadership perspective, and then I'm going to go also to a relationship perspective. So leadership, moments where we had to do honest conversation. I had to have a self-talk for myself, technically. The situation is, because I'm an entrepreneur, I run an organization. I had individuals, because I was such a person that wants to please individuals, and they were key employees. I became friends with those individuals, and so, or they befriended me, like vice versa. And so they felt like, oh, because I'm very not vocal in things that is bothering me, they would take a little advantage at the time, So it started off as taking longer lunches. You're supposed to get a certain time lunch. And then it will grow into, oh, okay, she didn't mind me doing that. I'm going to go ahead and extend a second level. I'm going to take off the next day and just tell her like the same day, even though they knew that they had things to do the day before. So the short notice type of situation. And because nothing was said then, even though it bothered me, even the first time taking that extra lunch or that little time extra off for lunch, it bothered me, but I didn't say anything. So guess what? It festers within me. And then now you're taking off the next day without giving further notice, in advance. So of course that bothered me then. And then it goes into, doing extra things. So guess what? When you don't address things, it piles up. Even though you're trying to ignore it and sweep it underneath the rug and said, well, maybe not next time. Maybe it won't happen again. Maybe it will not happen again. Eventually, you get tired of it. So what happens is, in this situation, that same individual that you thought had your best interest at heart, they end up leaving your company anyways. So what I'm learning as an individual, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, is to speak up when the thing is not right initially. So by you addressing those concerns for yourself, helps you in the long run. So don't act like it didn't happen. Address it forefront. It might not be the time. So there's a timing for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. So you want to make sure it is the proper time to address the situation that's bothering you. Because sometimes you may say it out of anger because the individual is taking advantage. But take some time to process it first, internalize it, see what really happens. When you put those feelings on paper, this is real and I need to address it. Again, it isn't easy, but honestly, it builds respect, trust, and peace within yourself. Again, courage isn't just about enjoying conflict. It's about valuing the relationship enough to be honest. So again, sometimes we don't do these things because my situation, as I'm expressing my story, I valued the person, okay? So you just don't want them to leave your company because they are high valued. They work. They literally do their work. You're afraid, okay? That's the biggest one. You're fearful that, okay, this person leaves, then I have to train another person, and then you feel like hurt feelings behind it because, again, this person may leave, and then I'm stuck doing this same task over and starting up again from the beginning. So again, and then you don't want the people to think that you are not, you're being mean or trying not to understand their situation, because usually it will spin it back on you. You don't understand my situation. I did need to take off. And so when you pinpoint what is really going on within yourself, you're able to dissect it out and then speak up about it. Another advice I can also give is when that bothers you, share it with a trusted person. It could be a friend, it can be your children, whoever has the ability to give you feedback and not just think that, oh, you can deal with this. So that also helps. And I've had multiple situations. I will bring it to my daughter and see if she can spin it a little bit different and give me her insight on why do I feel this way. But again, the feelings are real and you must take heed to it. And again, we as leaders, we're seen in a different light of things. People expect you to be a certain way, cater to them a certain way because they are your employees, or it's just okay to do those things to people that are not vocal, such as individuals like myself. But again, it's not because I am not vocal, I'm internalizing everything. So sometimes you have to pay attention to yourself and be curious and say, why do I feel this way? It could have been a past experience. Again, I've been in entrepreneurship for 21 years. So it could have been a past experience that individuals have done this over and over and over. So be curious about, why do you feel this way? And why do I need to address these situations? Again, if you do not address it, it's going to be like sweeping things underneath the rug every single time. And what happens is this rug becomes a big mountain. Guess what? Someone's going to have to trip over this mountain. It could be you, it could be them. Most likely it's going to be you because you're very upset and your cup has been full. It's full to the brim and you cannot take anymore. So you feel like you've been used, abused, taken advantage of. And those are not good feelings. They're actually negative feelings. So you always want to try to think of yourself and you want positive vibes. What happens when you have those negative feelings, you have tension. Your neck gets tight, your body gets tight, things start to ache, you have stomach problems, and then you wonder what's wrong with me because you've internalized all these issues that's going on with other people. Again, your health is better than breaking down and, conforming. Again, I'm going to spin my nurse hat on you here. Being a nurse, sometimes I find myself talking to individuals. It could be family members, it could be friends, about a real hard conversation, and that is end of life. But for some reason, some of our people, our society, possibly our culture, they do not want to hear that. They don't want to hear, I'm going to be leaving this planet, and what is my next step? So what happens? They avoid that conversation. Again, for the people that are caregivers, you may want to look at especially elderly parents, or even not even elderly, because we're all going to leave here. Just have that conversation of what happens, or do you have life insurance? I've sat down with some people just recently and brought up that conversation. Do you have life insurance? The answer is no. What's the plan? I don't know. So this is what I get. And so they try not to speak about possibly dying anytime soon or anytime anyways. So those are hard conversations. And that's relational, especially if that's someone close to you. So again, we have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. What does it look like for you? When you know that this is a situation that you must address, peel back, reflect, and figure out how to deliver the message. Sometimes it's in the delivery. And that's what I said, when you're upset, don't do it at that present time. Make sure you pause, pay attention, rehearse it. I've had to do that a lot recently. Rehearse what I'm going to say before I say it. Because once it comes out of your mouth, there's no return. And I'm telling you the truth because this is what I'm working on currently. So this is what we must do as individuals. Take the stressor off of yourself. Set boundaries. Things that you don't agree with, that is hard in your spirit, write it down. That's a good way to also do it. Once you write it down, then you have it in front of you. And these are the things that you don't like. This is the thing that does not settle well with you. Again, I'm going to challenge you this week. The things, the people that you have hard time talking about or talking to, because some of us don't like talking to specific people in our lives. Identify that. Don't ignore it, because it's crucial. Then figure out what that is, that you have to have that conversation. Don't delay it. It's not a good thing to delay it. Speaking from experience. Then after you've written it down, rehearse it. Talk to somebody about it. See if they can give you some insight, and maybe you can change some of the verbiage or however you have to present it. But one thing after you do that, after you've relinquished it, you have that freedom. It feels so good. You feel like you're on cloud 9. And then you want to do it over and over and over again. And it's not being mean. You're paying attention to yourself. It's not being selfish. It's self-love. So again, this is just some tidbits. Try to practice it this week. It's not a one and done. It's going to have to be repeated over and over and over again. But it's going to get easy after a while. It's going to come natural. That's like everything else that you do in life. Remember, self-care. And that's part of self-care. It will help you also prevent any illnesses in your body. Again, live courageous. My name is Mucedin. You have a blessed week. Thank you.